sheriff from Georgia.
What you calling boy?
Who are you calling cracker?
Everything about that man reminds me of everything I don't like about the South.
Well, I want you to know I've never been scared out of a town in my life. The fellow that killed my son, he's out there running around like school is out.
Sheriff, tell him what's
Take a look.
guy, huh?
That's the face of a rotten child.
There are lots of men like you buried in the Jersey swamps.
You're not gonna be touched, Sheriff. You're gonna be dead.
You look like a dog's breakfast.
If I'd known you was going to demean me, I'd have walked straight out of here.
You have walked straight since you graduated machine shop with a D-. Now, I'm going to lay something down for you, and I frankly don't care if you get a hernia trying to pick it up. But I'm sick and tired of giving you free room and board at the county's expense every weekend. Now, you're going to straighten up. You hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Don't pick your nose in front of me. It's disgusting. Did you hear me?
I hear you.
Now, from here on out, you're going to stay as dry as a dipstick on a 57 Chevrolet. Do you hear that?
I hear you.
And if you can't do it by yourself, then you can start seeking out the Lord's help. But don't be seeking him out around them pool halls. Do you hear that?
I understand.
The Lord don't hang out around the pool halls. He don't hang out around them hot sheet motels. And he don't hang out around the widow's home. You believe that?
Yeah, I believe you.
All right. Now, from here on out on the weekends, you're going to be at home next to the fireplace with a Bible in your lap and a glass of warm milk in your hand. You're going to thank the Lord you got out of that bottle. Because ain't nothing comes out of that bottle but evil. You believe that?
I understand.
Now, you dust him down. Bleep out and get him out of my office.
You got a call, Sheriff. 1-2.
Take a number and see if I can call him back in a few minutes.
Person to person. Long distance from New York.
Oh, that'd be Johnny. Hello, Johnny. Oh, it's you, Canada. Now, thought it'd be Johnny. Said he'd call me this week. I can't hardly hear you, honey. Can you hear me? Johnny's been what? How? When? Oh. I'll be in there as soon as I can. You stay strong now. Yeah. I'll be there, honey. Did I ever tell you how much fun Johnny and I had all the time he was growing up?
Yes, Sheriff, you've talked quite a lot about your son.
It'll take me about 2 hours to go by the house, pack some clothes, drive over to Atlanta. You might make me a reservation on the airplane to New York. We'll go to my boy's funeral.
God, it's all been so sudden and so unforgiving. I know I have to go on, but I just don't know which way to turn.
I know what you're going through, honey. I went through the same thing when Johnny's mother passed away.
Are you Grandpa?
I sure am. Come here to me. Last time I saw you, you weren't any bigger than a toadstool. Look at you now. So beautiful.
Marcia, honey, why don't you kiss your grandpa goodnight and then go upstairs and get ready for bed?
Will you come say goodnight?
I'll do more than that. I'll hug your neck and tuck you in.
Let's go. Papa, have you had dinner yet?
Yes, honey, I ate on the plane.
Would you like a drink?
No. I never take a drink when I'm mad. All you told me on the phone was that Johnny was murdered. If you feel like talking about it, I feel like listening.
Johnny usually got home at 3:30 or 4. And when I woke up at 5 and he wasn't in bed beside me, I think I knew he would never be home again. One of those premonitions, you know? I called the club, but there was no answer. So I got dressed. And I called a neighbor to come and stay with Marcia, and I went in.
You went in where?
Our club's in Manhattan. I found Johnny lying on the floor behind the bar.
What about the police? Do they have any ideas, any theories, any suspects?
Frank will be at the funeral. You can ask him.
Who's Frank?
Frank Novarese. He was Johnny's best friend. They were in the army together.
He been working with the cops on it?
He is a cop.
Catherine, if there's anything I can do, anything at all.
I know that, Frank. Thank you. Frank, this is Johnny's father. Papa, this is Frank Novarese.
I'm sorry that we have to meet under these circumstances, Mr. Corbin.
Thank you. Catherine, you want to take Marcia and wait in the car? I'd like to speak to Mr. Novarese. My daughter-in-law tells me you were Johnny's best friend.
I like to think so, Mr. Corbin. This is my partner, Nick North. He's also very good friends with Johnny.
Good to meet you. Cigar?
Oh, thanks.
No, thank you.
Who did it?
I beg your pardon?
Who killed my boy?
We're working on it.
You heard him explain that working on it?
Didn't Johnny tell me you were a sheriff down in,
Georgia, one of our states. Look it up in the atlas.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how you do it down there, but up here we have to find a suspect before we can collar him.
You have a suspect?
Yeah, we have a suspect.
Why'd he do it?
Robbery?
We think it's robbery or a grudge set up to look like a robbery.
Either way, it's murder.
Let's go back to grudge.
The suspect worked for Johnny. Johnny caught him dealing in white powder. They had a fight. Johnny threw him out, and we're still looking for him.
Well, as long as I'm in town anyway, I don't guess you'll mind if I help you out on this case.
You got no jurisdiction in New York City.
What'd you say your name was again?
Detective North. Nick.
Well, let me tell you what I have got, Detective North Nick. I've got a dead son. I got a daughter-in-law with no husband and a granddaughter with no daddy. I've also got half a lifetime in law enforcement. Now, I'm not going to lay up there in that bed and toss and turn and worry about jurisdiction. How can I locate you two birds?
Manhattan, 4th Precinct.
Good day.
Oh. We don't need him in our way, Frank.
We got him.
Sugar?
The what?
The whip? The yarn ballers.
I'm Captain Hawkins. Who are you?
Name's Corbin. John Corbin.
Georgia. Don't do that.
Don't do what?
Don't fire anything up in my office. You're a little out of your jurisdiction, aren't you, Sheriff?
Jurisdiction. That's the second time lately I've heard that word, jurisdiction. Could get to be a little aggravating if I wasn't such peaceful.
What's on your mind, Sheriff? I'm busy.
I bet you are. If what I read's true, you've got 100,000 felon arrests a year in this town.
We don't count it to press us.
I also read you've got 28,000 police officers.
Sheriff, if you have some business with me, I'm going to have to ask you...
That is my business. You've got 28,000 police officers and the felon that killed my son. He's out there running around like school is out.
Your son?
Johnny Corbin.
Oh, I see. Sheriff, I'm sorry.
Nobody think!
Yeah,
This is Sheriff Corbin.
we've met. Hello, Sheriff. How are you?
I think the sheriff's concerned we're not doing our job, no, Tracy?
We just made the collar, Captain. Nick's booking him right now.
Did you kill my son?
What are you talking about, man? Who are you? Who's this turkey?
They tell me you used to work for Johnny Corbin. They tell me you tended bar for him, that you tried to turn it into a pharmacy. How'd you kill him?
Hey, get this cracker away from me. I ain't got nothing to do with no crackers, man.
Sit down, boy.
Boy, what you calling boy?
Who are you calling cracker, boy? Now, you insult me, I'll insult you. If you want respect, you speak with respect.
I ain't got nothing to say to you, man. Nothing.
What do you think he'll get for murder?
20 to life, depending.
Look, I didn't do it, man.
Did you hear that? Said he didn't do it.
He had the provocation. He made the threat.
Man, look, I threaten my wife every day, and that broad's heart is still going thumpity-thump-thump.
Not interested in your marital bliss. I ask you a simple question.
And I told you I didn't do it. Do you hear me? I didn't kill Johnny Corbin.
Did you threaten him?
The man put a whiskey bottle upside my head. Now, what was I supposed to do? Say thank you, boss? I needed that. I did not do it.
I believe you. I hope you fellas haven't got all your chips on this man. I don't think he killed my son. If I had him down in Georgia, I'd pat him on the butt and send him on down the road.
Take him back to men's detention. Hold him for arraignment. Are you saying you believe him?
I believe it. His eyes didn't blink. They didn't shift around from side to side. He didn't get that cocky smile that most guilty men assume. He didn't sweat.
If you mention his sincere eyes, I may puke.
No. No, some of the biggest liars in the world have sincere eyes, no, Tracy. Ask any woman. No, I think it was his mouth. I think he had a sincere mouth. Good day.
Get rid of him.
How?
That's your problem.
Oh, come on.
This is my precinct. I'm the chief, Novarese. You're the Indians. Chiefs give orders to Indians, and I'm ordering you to get that man out of here. I don't want him around.
Well, I think it would carry more weight if you told him, Chief.
He might not believe me, Novarese. Can't you see? I have a very insincere mouth.
I mean, I'm with the captain. I resent that guy coming in here from the sticks telling us. Hick sheriff who thinks he's Sherlock Holmes.
Which one of us is going to tell him to go home?
The loser. Call it.
What do you have?
Coffee black.
What about you, cowboy?
I'll have the same.
So I guess you'll be going home, huh?
Oh,
Well, you are going home. I mean, since there's nothing to keep you here.
you know, Novarese, if there's anybody I know better than crooks, it's cops.
What's that supposed to mean?
That means you can go back and tell your captain that I'm going to be right here till the job's all done.
Look, what do you expect to accomplish here? I mean, you don't know the city, you don't know the people, you don't know the snitches.
Don't pull that big city bull on me.
Look, all that I'm saying is that you don't know your way around. You don't know the streets, you don't know the street people.
You want to meet one?
Hey, Rock, come on. What are you doing?
Now, you take a look at that face right there.
Sheriff, turn loose,
Take a look.
guy, huh?
That's the face of a rotten child. Huh? Mother and father, they beat him. They starved him. They didn't tell him about the facts of life. They didn't tell him about the gross national product. That's been his excuse all these years for stealing. Now, don't try to rush sunrise past a rooster, Novarese. 'Cause he don't care whether it's New York or Georgia. It's all the same to a rooster. When Harold calls, tell him I'll be over at my daughter-in-law.
What makes you so sure that he's gonna call you?
He'll call. He's got me on his side. Why would you spend a dime on a lawyer? Today?
He's driving me crazy. Who is it?
Hey, John,
What do you want?
want to come in for one thing?
Oh, man. What the hell are you doing here?
I got a name. I need an address to go with it. Those your knees, or you smuggling avocados?
Just give me the name, okay?
Alicia Bridgeport.
Alicia Bridgeport. Did Harold give you that name?
I didn't get it out of the yellow pages.
You could have. Look, Alicia Bridgeport just happens to be William Bridgeport's daughter, his only child.
And I should know William Bridgeport.
Well, let's put it this way. Guys who whisper a lot and sit with their backs up against the wall call him Billy Port.
The big man, huh?
Yeah, big. Big in construction, big in trucking, big in political contributions. Any more questions?
What'd you know about Johnny and this big man's daughter, Alicia? You married?
Do I look married? I was married once. It died on the vine.
Was Johnny's marriage to Catherine dying on the vine?
No, no way.
Harold told me that this Alicia, she'd come in. If Johnny wasn't there, she'd write him little honey notes on napkins. Harold also said she couldn't stay away from her.
Look, if that was true, that was her problem, not Johnny's.
Maybe me and you ought to go over there and find out just how big her problem is.
How?
We ask her.
You gotta be kidding me.
Why not? You're a cop, I'm a cop. In fact, I think we're going to make a pretty good team, no, Reese? Me and you.
Me and you.
We both loved Johnny, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Detective Novarese, 4th Precinct.
Sí, señores.
Policía. Su jefe nos esperan.
Ah, muy bien. Pasen ustedes.
Where'd you learn to speak Spanish like that?
From the people who speak it. Millions of them. Tall cotton here, boy.
What?
Folks living in tall cotton. What their refrigerator payments are a month. You know why I couldn't live in a place like this?
No, Sheriff, tell me, why couldn't you live in a place like this?
Dust. I'd be worried about the dust. Probably wake up in the middle of the night worried about dust in this place.
Do me a favor, Sheriff. When the lady gets here, don't embarrass me, okay?
I'm Alicia Bridgeport. I understand you gentlemen are from the police. What business could you possibly have with me?
I asked the detective to bring me up here, ma'am, because I understood you were a friend of my son's. I'm Big John Corbett.
You're Johnny's father?
I was.
I didn't know it was police policy to take relatives along on a murder investigation.
It isn't.
Your precinct commander, what's his name?
Hawkins, Captain Hawkins.
Does he know you're here?
No, he doesn't.
You know who I am?
Well, yes, sir. I've seen your picture in the paper, Mr. Bridgeport. I'd like to explain that, that Mr. Corbin is not only Johnny's father, but he is also an officer of the law in his own right.
Is he now? For the city of New York?
Well, no, you see,
For
he's
the state of New York?
No, sir.
Well, if he isn't a city or a state cop, he must be a federal officer.
Matter of fact, I'm a sheriff from Georgia.
Oh.
But I know of no law in any state or territory that prohibits a father from asking questions about the murder of his son.
So you used your shield to get in here on a personal matter?
Well, not exactly. You see, I understand that there's a connection between Miss Bridgeport
You say
and
hello
Johnny.
to someone, they say hello to you. That's no connection. That's a casual acquaintance.
I understand it was more than casual.
I deal in facts, Mr. Corbin, not hearsay. My daughter knows absolutely nothing about your son's untimely death. Now, please, don't bother her again. Just go.
Does my asking questions bother you, ma'am?
What is it with him? You tell him to get out, he just keeps on talking.
Come on, Sheriff. Let's get out of here.
Nice painting.
Yeah, it's a Van Gogh.
Yes. His first name was Vincent. Second name was Willem. He was the son of a preacher and one of 6 children. He only sold one painting in his lifetime called The Red Vine. Committed suicide the same year he sold it. Which I suppose points out some men just aren't able to handle success. Today,
I really loved Johnny. I really did. I'm gonna miss him.
How can you miss something you never had?
It's quite possibly the thing a woman misses the most.
You ever have show and tell in school, Novarese? You know, where you show something to the other kids and you tell all you know about it?
No, I never did.
Well, it doesn't really matter because we're going to do it different here today. I'm going to show and you're going to be the one to tell. What is this?
Piece of paper.
It's a telephone call from the commissioner's office. Isn't it nice that they know we're here? They know we're here, Novarese, because they mentioned your name several times.
They mentioned my name?
You missed that one. Well, maybe you can tell me about this one.
Sorry,
It's a call from the mayor's office. They want to know about you, too. The commissioner's office and the mayor's office and several other offices, and they all want to talk about you in conjunction with a term that burns my ears. Police harassment. Bad words, Novarese.
Captain, I don't understand what you're talking about.
What I'm talking about is a man named William Bridgeport. Or you're gonna love Staten Island. Get so quiet out there you can hear daylight coming in.
I'd like to explain, Captain. You see, Sheriff called my...
Anything about Sheriff Corbin, I told you to get rid of him.
Well, he's a part of this, whether we like it or not.
Listen to me. 30 years ago, I came from the same part of the country that man's from. I left there because of men like him. Everything about that man reminds me of everything I don't like about the South. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do. You're prejudiced.
Get out of here.
Minced beef and soft onions. I'd send that back if I were you.
You have many attributes, Mr. Corbin. Sheriff, art historian, gourmet.
Those onions are supposed to be crisp, and there's supposed to be an egg on top of that beef.
How'd you happen to know I'd be in this restaurant?
I called the health department. Asked them which place was next on their condemned list. And here we are.
Mr. Bridgeport? This is one of my associates, Mr. Busey, Mr. Corbin. Mr. Busey is a legend in intensive care.
That's nice. Everyone should have something to be proud of.
What do you want?
Someone tried to shoot me last night.
Oh, well, I'm not surprised. There are lots of men like you buried in the Jersey swamps.
Well, I want you to know I've never been scared out of a town in my life. And if anyone else takes a shot at me, I'm going to come back and break every bone in your body.
Mr. Bridgeport, just relax. If I'd had anything to do with last night, Mr. Corbin, you wouldn't be here.
Well, you enjoy your food there, Mr. Bridgeport. Good day.
Detective North, man.
Putting over Reese on.
No, Sheriff, he's not here. He's out looking for you. Where are you? You going where? Okay. If he comes in, I'll tell him. Yep. Take your time.
How'd you know where to find me?
Well, I figured wherever Bridgeport was, you couldn't be too far behind.
Well, we're gonna go see his daughter right now.
Look, I got no business with Alicia Bridgeport or her old man, and neither do you.
And the young man's got no business telling his elders what he should or shouldn't do. Not polite. You ever see this book before?
No. Look, I tell you what. You let me drop you off the airport right now. I'll spring for your ticket home.
You don't like me, huh? You're trying to get rid of me?
Look, this kills me to admit it, but I'm doing this because I do like you.
I'm touched.
You're not gonna be touched, Sheriff. You're gonna be dead. Just because I brought you, I don't think I'm going up with you.
Come in, Mr. Corbin. That is, Sheriff Corbin. My father suspected you'd pay me a return visit. He just telephoned telling me not to let you in under any circumstances.
And why have you?
I don't always do what my father wants. Look, he'll be here any minute. You still have a chance to run if you want to.
afraid I don't run very good. But I think I ought to explain that till I find out who killed my boy, I'm not gonna just go away.
Mr. Corbin, I don't know who killed Johnny. And neither does my father.
And why is he being so?
He doesn't want me involved. In his own way. His love for me is just as strong as yours was for Johnny.
I guess maybe there was something between you and John, huh?
Yes, there was. Johnny's wife was between us. I loved Johnny. And Johnny loved his wife. It's the end of the story.
It's not the end of the story, though. I guess the story will end till I find out who killed him. There is something maybe you can help me with. I found this book in Johnny's effects. Got a whole bunch of men's names in it, almost like a prostitute trick book. I believe it means something.
It does. Somebody was using Johnny's bar as a front. A place to hook up prostitutes with businessmen for blackmail. Oh, Johnny was furious when he found out about it about a month ago. And he said to me, people disappoint you, Alicia. Why do people disappoint you?
People don't disappoint you. But friends do. Thank you, Miss Bridgeport. You've been a big help. I'm gonna ask that you lock this door after me here when I leave.
You want to read me my rights, Sheriff?
You've got the right to remain silent, but you're not going to. You say it. I shot Johnny Corbin.
I told him to stay out of my business, but he wouldn't listen. He jumped me, your boy. And the gun went off, and I...
Now you save that fairy tale for the court. I'm a cop, not a judge.
I just want you to know this is not something that I want. freezes the cockles of my heart, you might say. Gives me an itch in one of those places you gotta hide to scratch. But the commissioner and all the other muckety-mucks approve it, so I gotta smile like I'm happy. I don't know how you did it. I don't want to know how you did it. Probably make me sick to hear how you did it. Send Novarese in here. Novarese, meet your new partner.
You can't be serious, Captain. I mean...
I'm now considered one of New York's finest, as the saying goes. Now, I'm sure the people down in Georgia are gonna miss me, but... well, I still got a daughter-in-law and a granddaughter up here that I need to look after. Me and you as partners are gonna clean up this town. Gonna make it a safe place for them to live in.
Wait a minute. Wait. You and me are gonna be partners?
You got the picture.
You and me?
Don't look at me. Rammed it through all the proper channels. That's all I know.
And you're gonna dress like that in my town?
Well, you Italians, you worry too much.
Is that your general consensus of Italians?
Well, I spent a year in Italy during the war. Did you ever spend a year in a town full of Italians?
No, I never did.
Well, it's a memory that I'll cherish forever. But don't you worry none, Paisano. You're gonna grow to love me. Maybe I'll grow to love you.
Tonight, the Smothers Brothers host an outrageous all-new Saturday Night Live. Tomorrow night on First Camera, the true story about the spy who never came back. Then on Night Rider, can Michael and Kit save a Cajun cutie from her jealous husband? After that, don't miss the fabulous 2-hour special Here's Television Entertainment. Be there.